Jamison, as you know, we've released on campus the budget reduction plan that we submitted to the state, which was $5.3 million. We have no more information than literally what we've presented. We are in the process now of notifying faculty and staff that they're in terms of the individuals that are affected by the reduction. And once that's complete, we will release specific information. But I made a decision with some of my senior colleagues that we would not release specifics until people were notified personally and given a letter. It is at best the only fair thing we could do to colleagues who've worked hard in support of this university and its students. You know, I'm not so sure that we can keep the university morale up. And progressively in the last period of 2 to 3 months, faculty and staff and students have evolved to a point that they're frustrated, and it's difficult to keep morale up. We don't know what's going on at the state level. You know, what I like to say is Nicholls is financially healthy. This university is doing its job. It's the state of Louisiana that has problems. It's the nation that has problems. We're not cutting the budget because we've lost enrollment or that we're failing as a university. We're being forced to cut the budget because this state is not able to support higher ed at even the average of the South. It would be hard. It'd be hard to say, to be honest. I think that what we're trying to do is we're trying to make budget reductions that have the least impact on the academic core of the institution, and by that we mean the traditional arts and sciences that produce the general studies, the first 2-year program for students, that produces the majors in the largest areas, you know, business, education, nursing, for 3 of them, or our particularly unusual programs to Nicholls, such as the culinary program of the John Foltz Culinary Institute. Okay. So we have tried to focus in a way that does the least damage, but let's be honest, what we're about is doing damage to people and programs. The state has made a decision that we have to do this and go about it in this manner, and we're not getting much leadership or support from the state in terms of how we go about it. Well, first of all, I think I would be sitting down and talking facts, not emotions. You're hearing in the media, even today, you're hearing comments that we have too many universities and we can't afford the universities we have. The truth is I don't believe that we have too many universities. We have universities this state cannot fund and has not funded adequately for years, or we wouldn't be well below the southern average in many cases. The reality is that I would look for leadership. If I were at the state level, I'd like to talk about what's really going on in higher ed, not emotionally, but factually. And part of that probably will be something students don't want to hear. And the fact is that currently tuition in Louisiana's public universities is well below the southern average, well below Arkansas, Mississippi, and Alabama, border states that are close by to Louisiana. And over time, students are going to have to pay more of their fair share of a cost of education. And that's hard because ask anyone today, do you want to pay more for food or anything that you're buying to live on? No. Do you want to pay more for tuition? No, no student does. No student has ever wanted to. But the reality is Louisiana students are paying well below what southern average tuitions are and fees are. And at some point in time in Baton Rouge, there has to be an open and honest conversation about how we afford higher education, who pays for it, what changes we have to make.